Good morning, guys. It is a beautiful October day here in Utah. It is October 10th, 2023. And about a year ago, I was hiking in this same area we're at right now. I'll get more into that in a second. And I got a cramp in my leg, and I was hiking down an abandoned highway nearby. There's a video, I'll link it down below. I don't even think I mentioned the cramp in the video, but I hoofed it a couple of miles back to the car from where I was, and this cramp in my leg was really persistent. It was in my right leg, and I came out here to check out the fall colors, and I got a beautiful video, some amazing footage of the aspens and the scrub oak changing colors. Today is no different, no less spectacular, but this cramp I had in my leg, I thought I had pulled a muscle or something like that, and what actually happened was I had a blood clot in my leg that could have killed me. I laugh about it now because it's gone, and I'm not on medication or anything. It's just gone. Basically, I hobbled around on that cramped leg for about a month and a half, popping ibuprofen, couldn't figure out why it wouldn't go away. Came home from work one day, was changing out of my uniform, and my right leg below the knee was swollen and purple. And I drove right back to the ER where I had just been at work, and was immediately diagnosed with a blood clot in my leg. And they told me that if I'd gone much longer, could have possibly become a pulmonary embolism and ended my life in a very swift and abrupt way. So I'm grateful to be here doing this hike. This is a trail I've never been on, although I thought I had. Right across the street there, you see where the cars are parked. I thought there is a trail there, and I thought that was the Green Pond Trail. And I hiked it testing out my new GoPro about 5 years ago. The GoPro that you actually saw me filming on the way in, that was attached to my dashboard. I hiked that trail testing out the GoPro. I think it was springtime. There was still a lot of snow and mud, and I took a spill and, made a mess of myself, and I was just so desperate to get out into the outdoors that I said, what the heck, why not this trail? No one was on it. Well, it turns out that's not the Green Pond Trail. That's just the parking area, and that other trail just winds down into this valley down here. I don't know if you can really see down in there, but that's not the Green Pond Trail. It turns out this is. As you can see, on the opposite side of the road is the Green Pond Trailhead. Now, I've read some really good reviews about this. It's not a difficult hike. We're only going to gain about 300 feet plus in elevation, but I've heard the colors are amazing, the pond is beautiful, and there have been several moose sightings in here, so maybe we'll run into a moose. Hopefully not an angry one. It is rutting season. Anyway, so that's our plan. We're going to go up this trail. So I've never actually been on this trail. I thought I had, and when I got up here I realized this is the trailhead, not that over there. So let's go check out the Green Pond Trail. It says the trail is open. Do not approach or harass wildlife. Why would you be that stupid? But yes, there are people who do that. So there's the info. This is the beginning of the trail right here. It's already beautiful. You can hear gunshots in the background. It is hunting season right now. And my friend Kent, who was in my Snowbasin video a few videos ago, is out hunting elk at the moment, sending me pictures. Both of us are on vacation. Right now we took some time off from work. I've been enjoying my week off. Talk more about that later in the video. Beautiful view of the valley below. There's the highway we came in on. One thing about this trail is because it's an easy one, right off the highway, goes to a beautiful place. It's a very popular trail. So there are going to be people everywhere, especially in this beautiful weather. A lot of people exercise on this trail, and I already saw a large group of older women, probably a hiking group that gets together and does their thing once a week. They're just ahead of me. Behind me are a few people kind of sandwiched in between. It's noisy because it's near the city, so it's a little bit different video. It's not in the Uinta Mountains, secluded from everybody. There are going to be voices, there are going to be cars, there are going to be airplanes, and every time I film there's an airplane anyway. So it's just the nature of the beast. We'll just roll with it. Those amazing colors. This is gorgeous. Not very long and this will be covered in snow. I just had to stop and wait and let these two women and this little girl pass me. One of them's on her phone talking to somebody. The other two are super loud, and I'm just like, it's so different from what I'm used to. The trail is beautiful, but I mean, listen, it's so noisy. I don't know. Someone calls me when I'm out here, unless it's something totally unexpected. I wouldn't answer my phone. I also have to give some distance between me and them. They're only right up there, so that they're not talking in every shot I make. I get it. I mean, people are here to just hike and enjoy themselves, take in the colors, enjoy each other's company, but the lady on the phone totally ignoring her two companions so that she can talk about a place she's going to tonight. Like, answer it later. Pay attention to people you're with. Be in the moment. People are never in the moment. Look at that. That's a beautiful shot. Wonder if that lady even noticed when she walked through here. Just talking to that older couple, they were saying that, you know, I mentioned that it's going to rain tomorrow, and they were talking about how beautiful it is up higher. And they said that this area is under a winter weather advisory for tomorrow. This is all going to be snowed on. So it's a good thing we got out when we did. I was going to go yesterday, but life happens, you know. All these ferns have gone yellow. It's so incredible. It's beautiful. It's hard to say if the snow's gonna start and not stop until spring. Sometimes it snows and then it all melts for a week. And it snows again. Very unpredictable. Figured you'd rather see the scenery than my face all the time, so don't mind me while I talk and film. What a beautiful trail. Easy hike. Kids could do this easy. Might bring my kids back here. I mean, they're older, but they've never seen this trail. I think they would enjoy it. Providing the snow doesn't stick around. That is Mount Ogden. Right up at the tippy top, you can see some towers sticking up. That's a helipad. And obviously communications point. Over this way is the ski resort. Such an interesting contrast. Always fascinates me from the sagebrush, more of a desert, to the scrub oak, to the pine, or spruce I should say. Such an interesting combination of vegetation up here. Oh, it feels good to get out. This is interesting. I like this sign. It's punched through the metal. You don't see that often. That's pretty cool. Well, our trail continues that way, and we will. But I want to see the picnic area. It's good to know this is here. It's crazy, it's going to be 75 degrees today. And tomorrow it's going to snow. This is beautiful. Kind of just opens right up. There's a trail going off that way. Oh. Guys, this isn't the pond, is it? I mean, it sure looks like it. I'm gonna have to consult my map. There's a beaver dam right in the middle. Picnic area. One table. So if you're the lucky one, good for you. Garbage. This is beautiful. I mean, it looks like a green pond to me. This little trail looks like it might go around it. Let me check my map and see if this is the actual pond. Okay, after some consulting, this is the green pond. All it says is picnic area, the only signage. And if we go further up the trail connects to another trail at some point, which I'm not sure if I want to do that. I think my plan anyway was to hang out at the green pond for the day, or at least for a couple hours. And there's a trail going around it, and no one else is here. So if you know me at all, you know I like it when no one else is here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to hike this trail around the pond and kind of see what there is to see. can see a lot of moose tracks through here in the mud, and see how the grass is laying flat. They must have bedded down here. They're not in the water at the moment though. I don't know where they might be, but something to be aware of. I say they because what I've been reading online, people have been posting on all trails the fact that they've seen a bull moose, a mama moose, a cow moose, and a baby up here. Important thing with moose is to just give them lots of room and get away from them slowly and carefully. Don't run from them. Just back off slowly. Give them their space. They're very territorial. I'd much rather scare off a black bear than run into an angry moose during rutting season. And they can be ornery. There's a picnic table right over there. It's beautiful. It's peaceful. We're almost at the other end. I don't know, I might continue on the main trail just to see what that older couple was talking about. They said it was beautiful up higher, even more spectacular. And since it might snow, what I might do is just make my way around the pond back to the beginning and continue on. I think that's what we'll do. Just kind of winging it. Didn't have a definite plan, just knew the general trail, and that's about it. So gorgeous. Yeah, those are baby moose tracks right there. And a larger moose here. In the fresh mud. There's a footprint of a human. I love to come to a nice pond in the morning and stroll through it and graze in it. So I gotta be careful. This is like, it's only 9 a.m. so it's prime time of day and a prime place, and I'm all by myself. So mind you, moose bites can be pretty nasty. A moose once bit my sister. Okay, not really. If you've seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail, then you know what I'm talking about. Big moose. Big moose. Right here on the trail. In the soft mud. So it's hard to say how long ago that was put there. There's some people over there checking it out. Yeah, we're not gonna stay here. I'll find somewhere to sit and relax. I brought a camp chair with me, but I don't think it'd be a good idea to sit here by myself with that many moose tracks around during rutting season. It'd be ideal if I was a hunter and I was hunting, but I'm not. Just a guy hiking. Let me get a picture of you on the picnic table, honey. Instead of with the pond behind you. I've seen more moose tracks than people tracks along here. Sure is gorgeous though, isn't it? There's a couple over there still, and I'm just going to bypass them completely. They're probably waiting for me to leave. So I think that trail we saw splintering off when we came in probably goes up into here. Don't want to annoy the lovebirds. That was me at one time. Here's the very end of the pond right here. Give you a full shot all the way down. I always take lots of pictures on these expeditions, so if you want to see them, my Instagram is up on the screen. However, the pictures go up immediately. Video comes out sometime later. Okay guys, we are going to go back to the main trail now. We have conquered the actual green pond for which the trail is named. We have not conquered the trail yet. So as we get closer to the ski resort, they are building a new chairlift for the winter, and you're probably going to hear construction noise. I love coming up here, but it's always very populated and noisy. And of course, there's a plane flying over. Hey, he's filming. Quick, take off. So here's our sign again from the back. And there's our destination. All right, this is the Snowbasin Trail heading that way. I'm pretty sure this is our trail though. I could check, but I have a general idea of where the trail goes, so this is the only one that makes sense. I don't know if you can see there where the blue dot is, that's us. And you can see the end of the trail there where it connects to another one. That's where we're headed. If you can see that, there's a lot of shadow here. You know, the camera really doesn't do this any justice. Not just visually, but the smells and the cool air. This is a beautiful trail. I love it. I'm wearing my thermals because it's only in the 50s up here. But I have a feeling I'm going to have to remove them somewhere privately at some point. It's not too bad right now, but the high up here is supposed to be in the upper 60s, and down at my house a few thousand feet lower, 75. See, look, now we've gone from, there's Green Pond, we've gone from all this scrub oak and aspen into all of these amazing spruce trees, into a forest. I'm just hoping I can find somewhere, set up my chair, hang out for a while. It's after 10 now. It does not take this long to hike this trail. It's just that I'm, filming, photographing, that kind of thing. So I take my time. If I was just up here for a hike with no gear, no agenda, just to hike, I'd already be there, but that's okay. It's been a while since I made a video. I didn't want to miss this or miss sharing it with you. This is probably a little more impressive in the spring and summer. Thank goodness this isn't the green pond. That's all that's left of it. Pretty cool though. You could actually put a tent up in here and camp out. I don't know if camping's allowed on this side. I don't think it is. I believe this to be Snowbasin property. And then further, Snowbasin is that way. But further that way is National Forest. And that's totally campable, camp worthy. This, I believe, is owned by the ski resort. All of those colors with the pond down below. We are directly above the shady end of the pond right now. This is probably so green and beautiful in the springtime. And back into the aspens and spruces. It's so interesting the way it opens up and almost becomes desert-like, and then back to this. Isn't that beautiful? Look how tall those aspens are. Isn't that amazing? I don't think we're too far from the end of the trail. Notice this down in here though. I'm going to go off trail for a second. Sometimes heading off the trail can lead to some interesting little surprises. I hope that wasn't meant to be a bushcraft shelter, because only a small child or a person with a growth deficit would fit in there. Sure is beautiful though. Look at the way the sun's hitting the leaves. Yeah, somebody tried to camp here. That was a small fire. No fire pit, just one of those on the ground things. Maybe during the winter. Here's another one. Interesting, same size. Two small fires. One tiny bushcraft shelter. I think I've discovered where the hobbits live. Or at least dwarves. This last stretch of the trail is quite spectacular. It's just beautiful. Shady, cool. Autumn colors galore. Beautiful, perfect weather. Hard to believe it's going to storm tomorrow, but it is. I really wanted to get out every day this week while I'm off work, but weather is not going to cooperate. Let's see. According to this, we are not very far from the end. Can you see that? Probably not. There's a group of loud people closing in on me. But at least we're almost at the end, and hopefully somewhere around the end we can sit down and relax. But if not, I'll go back to the midget camp and we'll sit there. They're gaining on me and they're loud. I'm gonna stop filming for a second, let them pass. Girls on bikes. That's what it was. They're disappearing up there. I think we're getting closer and closer. They can't be much further. I wouldn't be surprised if we took a couple of turns and there was the end. The end might just be a trail junction, which would be kind of disappointing. So I was hoping for somewhere to rest my legs. But we'll see. Well, as you can see, the trail just continues on and on and on and on. But according to this, we are already off the trail and on a different one. It just ends, and there was no sign. The trail just kept going. So, not sure. I'm going to hike a little further, and if it continues to just look like more of this, I'm going to turn around. And maybe we are going to hang out at Green Pond. The little people camp is right off the trail. There'd be people walking by me constantly. At least at Green Pond, I know there's that table, but I can hike around the pond and find somewhere to sit, maybe. Just depends on what this trail does, because it kind of looks like it levels out up there. All I need is a decent clearing to hang out in. I don't need anything special. Okay guys, so the trail continues this way, and then you can see it right over there. Keeps going up. It's just lots of thick scrub oak. And as you can probably tell by my tone, I'm kind of over it. I expected something at the end of that trail, and it just continues without a sign, without a place to sit, nothing. So, I will come back in a few after I've made my way down to a suitable spot. Alright, I'll be back in a minute to you. Might be several to me. Okay, here's our main trail. We've got some noisy people coming up the trail, so just real quick. This trail goes down to the Green Pond. I'm going to cut down it. It's kind of steep, but I can do it. There are a lot of people at the picnic table, some people over here on the shore. What I'm going to do is hike down here and find a flat spot, if I can, that's in the trees, away from people. It's looking pretty good down there, actually. So So let's go down here and see what we can find. These people are so loud. Like everybody who's come down the trail, I've had to turn the camera off. I got up to film and a couple ladies blew by me talking really loud. Seems to mostly be female voices that I've heard all the way up here. So anyway, I'm not being sexist, that's just a fact. They tend to be very social and very loud while they socialize. And I'm used to being either a one-man band by myself, quiet, alone, or even with my kids. I don't think we're all boys, and I don't think we get that loud. You hear that? So yeah, this is a good trail. This isn't hard at all. It just takes us right back down to where we were. Honestly, the hike is worth it for the colors, but the trail just goes on and on and on. So I'd rather just hike up to the pond and hang out here. This looks good right in here. And there's the pond. And I don't think anybody's really going to come down that. I don't see many footprints. And the trail goes right to the pond there. Maybe there's a good spot over here. Where does this go? Okay, look at this. This is nice and flat. We just came from that way. If we continue that way, we'll work our way around the pond in a more covert way. I think we'll just hang out here. This looks like a good spot. Right under this spruce. Okay, got my camp chair set up. I'm gonna switch these out to my regular glasses so I can see you guys. I only have about half a battery left on this, and I didn't bring a charger. Usually I do. I don't know why I didn't. So here's what's in my pack. I brought a puffer coat because I thought it might be chilly up here, but it hasn't been at all, especially with the thermals on. These were just right, by the way. And without the thermals, it might have been a little too cold. Got 1.5 liters of water. We're gonna hydrate, and we're going to eat lunch. It is 11:30. I've got this wild-caught light tuna and sunflower oil. I'm still doing low carb, not keto so much, but low carb. And I did find this keto trail mix at Walmart. It's nuts and seeds and chunks of freeze-dried cheese. Very cool. I already tried it. It's very tasty. And I've got some peanut butter here. It's the sugary kind, but like I said, I'm doing low carb, not no carb. And you know, I had some beef sticks that I bought, but I think I left them in my fridge at home. So I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna hydrate. That's all that's in my pack. Gonna hydrate, grub, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit about maybe what happened last weekend with my failed outing that didn't happen amongst this amazing scenery. So this is just beautiful. Look at that. I love that shot. Not because I'm in it, but just the foliage is amazing. To save battery, I'm gonna eat while I am off camera. So want some? People complain when I don't do that, so there you go. All right, I'm gonna grub and then we'll come back. Okay, so I've had my lunch. It was quite good, quite satisfying. I really like that trail mix. It's probably one of the best trail mixes I've had. Not just because it's keto, but it's really good. I just couldn't stop eating it. I guess that's a downside of it. You can overdo it. Anyway, I'm nice and satisfied. I've hydrated. I drink about half, not quite half my water. I'll probably drink down to about half before I start hiking again. So last weekend I took Friday night of last week off and all this week and I was going to hike in 5 miles, a certain location I don't want to name because I still might do it in the next month or so, depending on if the weather really takes a turn or if it kind of stays like this through November. But it's about 5 miles in. It's an out and back. It's a backcountry site that I've never been to. It's brand new. I was going to hike into that, and the weather was perfect for it. There was one spot left. There's only 4 spots in this certain place I was going to go. There was only one spot left, and so I thought long and hard about it, and I thought, well, maybe I should just do it. And then I noticed that the spots are only 50 yards apart or so from each other, and the other 3 were reserved. I want to go kind of during an off season when it's not as popular, and I guess because it's, you know, fall and people trying to get one last camping trip in or backpacking trip, it would have been backpacking. The spots were taken up pretty quick. I could have taken that spot, but I just mulled it over and thought, no, I'm not going to do that. And then I thought, well, a good backup plan is to return to Dean Lake, where in the last video that I posted, I actually bailed. I hiked into Dean Lake, and I figured out after that video that I was just exhausted mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I was just burned out from life, not just any particular thing. And I hiked in and I just didn't want to be there. So I went home and I had nachos and I went to bed and slept 13 hours. And when I woke up, I felt better with no regrets. But then I wanted to make up for it, and I thought, well, I'll just hike back to Dean Lake and have an actual overnight before it gets too cold up there. It's snowed up in the Uintas, but it hasn't stuck around. So I thought long and hard about that too. And then I looked around my house and I realized, you know, I don't have the kids this weekend, and my house is a mess, and my cupboards are empty. My fridge is dirty. I mean, I started noticing my home, and I thought, you know, I'm the kind of person that can't really function well in clutter at all. I grew up in clutter. My mom was kind of a pack rat, and it was so bad that when my friends came to my house as a teenager, I made them come to my bedroom window and climb in. Some of my friends may remember that. That was the entrance to my life for my friends. It was rarely through the front door because I didn't want people to see all the magazines and newspapers and junk mail, and it was bad. Not to go too much into that, but you know, I love my mom, but she had some issues, and so I can't function well in clutter. And I looked around my house and I thought, no, I've got to take care of things at home this weekend. So I did. I got my house spotless clean. I cleaned my fridge. I went to the store. I filled my cupboards in my fridge. And by evening, I felt satisfied and mentally just felt like a weight had been lifted off of me. So I didn't get out. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll go hiking Sunday. Today is Tuesday. And Sunday, I ended up, I woke up, had some breakfast, puttered around the house a bit, fell asleep, and slept until 3 in the afternoon. So this vacation time is also about getting rest. And so Sunday came and went, just kind of hung out at home. I walked the dog. Not a lot happened Sunday. And then Monday, I thought about getting out yesterday, and I actually made plans with a friend. And then one of my kids, when I picked them up from their mom's house, had a cold and had to stay home from school, so I didn't even go out with my friend. And I decided not to go. Well, I couldn't go hiking. I couldn't just leave my kid at home and go hiking. So finally today, my kid's back at school, my house is clean, and I thought, well, I can't do an overnight, but I can get out and hike. So this is the trail I chose, and that's where we are. And that's why it's a hiking video and not an overnight. So hopefully it's just as enjoyable. I know some people don't watch the hiking ones as much, but it's an outdoors channel, not just a backpacking channel. So we're outdoors. And that's what happened. and that's about it. I've had a decent lunch. I've had time to rest and just sit here and reflect and listen to the sounds of. There was an angry squirrel over there for a while. I can hear people way over there. I can hear people walking by on the trail over here. No one knows I'm here. So I have this to myself. I'm literally watching it rain leaves. Look at that. If there is a snowstorm coming in tomorrow, it's probably going to knock a lot of these leaves out of the trees, and they won't even be here to be seen later. That's pretty crazy. Every time a breeze kicks up, it's like it's raining leaves. Well, it is. So that's where things are at. I'm not going to drag out this video anymore. We've done some hiking. We've kind of hung out and did our usual thing that we do. The only difference is there's no tent, there's no overnight. I've got to get kids from school actually in a little while. It is now almost noon and they're out in about 3 hours. I have to pick them up in 2.5. It's going to take some time to hike out to the car, go home and shower, change my clothes, and go about my day. So thank you for joining me, guys, for yet another episode. Out here among the raining leaves. They're even coming from that tree up there. Hope you've enjoyed taking in the fall colors, even though you're seeing this video in the springtime. Do yourselves a favor. Get off the couch, get outside in nature, and have an adventure. The views are spectacular. And if you can't get outside, come along with me. I could use the company. We'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you've enjoyed watching, Sometimes stepping off the path leads you to some unexpected, pleasant surprise. Sometimes leading off the path, sometimes, okay,